Welcome, these are the 10 best indie Metroidvania games for PC. If you're a fan of exploration, platforming, and challenging gameplay, you've come to the right place. These games have everything from atmospheric environments to unique abilities. Let us start. Have a Nice Death is an action game in the roguelike genre. The player takes on the role of Death and faces various challenges, including fighting monsters and bosses, exploring randomly generated levels, and collecting items to improve their character's abilities. Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night is a Metroidvania-styled video game. Players assume the role of Miriam, an orphan scarred by an alchemist's curse, as she explores a demon-infested castle to confront the summoner Gebel and save humanity. Rogue Legacy 2 is set in a medieval fantasy world, where the player chooses one of 3 randomly generated characters and sets out to explore a procedurally generated castle full of traps and monsters. Unbound, Worlds Apart is a puzzle platformer game. The game is set in the Sea of Reality, which connects all of the worlds in the game as universe. The player is tasked with collecting crystals that have been scattered throughout the game as world, using solely as portal ability to solve puzzles and overcome obstacles. Ender Lilies, Quietus of the Nights is set in a dark fantasy world where the kingdom of Land as End has been destroyed by the Blight, a never-ending rain that drives living things demented and turns them into the Blighted. The game features combat, puzzle solving, and item collecting in a lost kingdom. Death's Door is set in a dark world filled with strange creatures and secrets. The player takes on the role of a crow who is a reaper assigned to collect the souls of the dead. Skull, the Hero Slayer, is a 2D platformer and roguelike game. The game is set in a retro world of skeletons and knights, and the player takes the role of Skull, the last of the king as undead gods, who must save the king from humanity's mindless oppression. Dark Devotion is set in a religious world and follows a Templar Knight initiate who is tasked by the god with exploring a fallen temple. She has to balance her faith and bravery while attempting to clear out the demons inside of it. The game is a stamina-based action RPG and is challenging. Exit the Gungeon is a bullet-hell dungeon climber where players must dodge and weave through waves of bullets while fighting off enemies and bosses. The game features hundreds of ridiculous guns, unlockable secrets, and a variety of characters to play as. Salt and Sanctuary casts you as a sailor shipwrecked on a strange, purgatorial island. What hope remains is isolated in sanctuaries, protected dwellings where travelers band together under common creeds to take shelter from the horrors of the outside world.